This is NerdTalk.
Hi, welcome to Nerd Talk. I'm Kurt,
And I'm Mike.
and this week we are Ellen. Here's George. How you doing, George? George, do you have a cold?
What? Yeah, no, never. I
Just-
went to the store to go buy a coat, but can you believe they said that they don't make coats in my size? I felt so disrespected.
Okay. um, well, just wash your hands a lot, okay?
Gotcha.
All right.
Plenty of hand sanitizer.
And we have our guest this evening from Nutmeg Junction. We have the creator of Nutmeg Junction, J. Timothy Quirk.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
We have one of the voice actors in Nutmeg Junction, Rich Sear. He's also
Hello.
a stand-up comedian and podcaster, and probably 1,000 other things that I don't know
couple other
about.
things, but yes.
And we have actress, musician, Lana Peck,
The one and only.
and also another voice actor from Nutmeg Junction,
Feeling disembodied.
feeling disembodied. I mean, full disclosure, I also do a little voice stuff on Nutmeg Junction, here and there.
Absolutely. In fact, the first actors that we reached out to once we started forming Nutmeg Junction was Lana and Kurt, because of their work with Glum Puppet. And I had acted with you before in Revenge of the Space Pandas.
Yep.
And so we absolutely reached out to Lana and Kurt first as we built our Nutmeg Junction team.
Cool.
And our first guest star, and he knocked the cover off the ball, was Rich Sear. He was our first guest star, and he knocked off the ball so much that we invited him to be part of the regular cast.
Cool. I'm glad you have, because I've really liked working with Rich on different projects. I really love Space Sentries.
That was
a
a great
lot
episode,
of fun
yeah.
to do. But
That
I'm
was
getting
fun.
ahead of we're getting ahead of ourselves. Joe, do you want to tell us about what Nutmeg Junction is?
Certainly, I'll just confer with counsel first. All right, Nutmeg Junction is an old-time radio show. It pays homage to those the classics, like the Flash Gordon series, or the Little Orphan Annie series, the radio programs that many people grew up listening to before the advent of television. And so we try to provide an audio theater experience, the theater of the mind, if you will. It takes place on kind of a set, if you will, of Nutmeg Junction, which is a trolley line, a trolley station. But during the show, one of the characters may come up with a story. They may look at a book, and then they may decide from that story, from that entry point, we can go into any direction that our imagination takes us.
Cool.
That's the start.
Yeah. And you've explored a lot of different genres already. I mean, it's
That's right. Some of my favorites include The Professor, adjunct professor to the multiverse, which is voiced by Lana Peck, and Kurt Boucher is Dr. Robert. And Lana, do you want to talk about the character of the Professor?
Oh, what to say about the professor character? I'm not quite sure, actually. I don't have a script in front of me, but she's she's British. We decided to go that way. But she's very knowledgeable. What else can I tell? What else can I tell you about her?
Yeah, she's the Professor A is kind of a. We can't say exactly who the
No.
character may seem like when we're talking about stories of time travel and multi-dimensions. So we can't say who exactly. It
No.
might be a parody, which is of course protected in the United States. But this is our character that we've used, and we're going to continue using the character as they travel the multiverse. And it's really a lot of fun. All of the actors speak in their British accents, their best British accents, and even the guest stars, even the additional characters also bring their British accents to bear. George, do you have any British accents that you'd like to share with the rest of us?
Hello, Governor.
He's
You want
hired.
some tea? You know what I'd really like? I'd like your hat, because I don't actually have a coat, so your hat can keep me dry.
My hat. Well, I would be very happy to sell it to you. Absolutely. There you George, it's yours. You deserve
I don't
it.
think you're getting that back.
That's okay.
Yeah, you may not want it back with the George Slaughter.
Yeah.
I can't say.
George, it's a pleasure to have you have the hat.
Absolutely. You're never getting this back.
Now, I have to say, there's two. I wasn't in that episode. I wasn't in the Professor episode. I was in two other episodes that are my favorite characters. One is a clueless guy named Rusty, and another one is a clueless ensign named Puffle. I'm kind of worried that you're typecasting me.
No, not at all. But because I also cast you as Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes, you did.
And he was not clueless at all. But the character that you're referencing with Puffle, Ensign Puffle, was a bit involving Kurt and Rich as characters on board a starship. And Kurt's character is the captain who's behind a wall because they can't fix the space door.
I spend the entire episode, trapped in my room.
So he's giving instructions to Ensign Puffle, and
I'm more than happy to do it, and I always save the day.
one of the tricks of the old radio shows was when they didn't have a budget for sound effects, they didn't have a lot of sound effects. Certainly for the sci-fi type genre, they had to use very long words, tech jargon, technobabble, and so our show that particular episode was full of technobabble.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
And I had to say it.
Yes.
Gravimetric pressure gauge.
That's right.
Wow.
Very nice.
Something circuit conduit. Yeah.
But it's more than just science fiction that we're doing. It's more, there's the
Western.
Yep, there's that, and the chances.
That's right. We had Nathaniel and Netta Chance, and that was voiced. They were voiced by Kurt and Lana, and that was a rendition of, one might say, the Thin Man mysteries, and we had a fabulous show that we had. It seemed like 10 people in the studio around the different mics as they were voicing their lines. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of a party in the studio, if you will.
That was the show where you said, Rich, you want to be a part of Nutmeg Junction.
That's right. That's right. You did a fantastic job. It was a lot of fun. That particular genre.
So have you considered doing like a Connecticut-centric one, say like with like maybe a parody of Hawthorne, maybe?
Hawthorne. Well, we did a parody which is upcoming. It's a great lead-in. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing an homage to Harry Beecher Stowe and Mark Twain, which has a very Connecticut theme. Our show is also in Massachusetts, so we did a bit involving Louisa May Alcott. She's being pitched on the sequel to Little Women. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it was a lot of fun. So we have done some Connecticut, but we're also kind of bridging out and beyond some of our characters. We did a whole skit involving Washington Irving from Sunnyside, New York.
Oh, fantastic.
It was a lot of fun. But yeah, we don't want to stick with one particular genre. We want to encompass all of them. So if somebody's a fan of old-time radio, they may enjoy westerns, they may enjoy science fiction, they may enjoy comedies, and we're working on a musical. So we're going to be looking towards your musical talents.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Warming up those vocal cords. No, what I like about the show, also, you do so many, each week is a different genre, different episode, but sometimes you revisit same character, revisit in another adventure. Like so far, Rusty's been in several adventures, and you said you might return to Ensign Puffle. So I like the fact that you have different genres, different episodes, but also revisit the old characters.
Absolutely. We're trying to build our own universe so eventually Thanos can come in and, well, we're not going to spoil that. But yeah, we're building our own kind of universe within the the old-time radio.
Well, there's already 3 Professor A's, right?
Yeah, there's 3 complete stories of Professor A. They're like individual, you can enjoy them individually, and they're a lot of fun, and we're going to be working on them some more. I hope to record at least 2 more Professor A stories in June. So if you like those who travel in time and space, then you might enjoy the Professor episodes.
We actually have a clip of some rehearsal from the Professor A episodes. Rehearsal and some of the recording. It's a short clip. I wonder if the booth has that handy. No, it's going to get it for us.
Okay, yeah, he's queuing
Well,
it up.
and since George hasn't seen it yet, does George want to set it up for us?
I would be honored.
Well, George, what genre do you like? Do you like westerns, space? What kind of sci-fi? Do you have a favorite?
Listen, my favorite genre has always been sci-fi.
Ah.
I dream about going to space one day and taking down aliens. Because Alien is one of the greatest movie franchises I've ever seen.
And what's your favorite alien? Mine is part 2.
Oh, come on. The original's always the best.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Okay.
Good, all right. Let's take it from the top of page 2. All right.
Tickets, please, tickets, please.
Excuse me, conductor. Someone left this book on an empty seat.
Professor A, adjunct professor to the multiverse. I've heard of this series. It's a popular item at Baxter's Best Bookstore.
Do you have a lost and found department?
Well, we have one at Nutmeg Junction Station, but according to this inscription, the book wasn't lost. It was left here on purpose. See?
To whoever picks up this book, please read. Enjoy and pass it along. Passed on. Happy reading day.
Pardon the dramatic entrance. Subtlety isn't my strong suit. I think my strong suit would be something in lavender.
See here, what's going on?
And we are recording right now as we speak. So,
Chapter 1, The Fair Trade. It was just an ordinary day at the university. All of us were pretty excited about this advanced physics class, except for this one fellow who sat next to me, who was quiet and intense. After a while, Dr. Robert entered the room in his sad little way. He threw his laptop case down and knocked something off the desk.
What's going on? Is that a rip in space? I'm not sticking around to find out.
Me neither!
Run!
According to my readings, this universe is... Oh dear. I've shot the moon on this assignment, haven't I? Talk about the wrong end of the multiverse. No offense. But if ignorance were a virus, I'd have to wear a respirator around here. Who are you?
Dr. Robert, I'm the professor here.
Well, you may be a professor, but I'm the professor. Professor A, adjunct professor of the multiverse. You may call me Professor.
Honey, looks like we have company again.
We'll be down in a minute. Did you finish doing the dishes?
I said I'd do it after. Don't embarrass me in front of the guests, Alice.
You embarrassed us by not doing the dishes when you said you would.
No worries. They're human. I'll bet that one over there in the tweed jacket's missed a few spring cleanings in his time, eh?
fantastic. Thank you for sharing that clip. That was showing a little bit of Professor A. Would it be all right if I just shared some of the names of the incredible cast that we have?
Not at all.
Oh,
Please
absolutely.
do.
Clearly, Lana, Peck, Rich Sear, Kurt Boucher. We also, you saw in that clip, we had Tiffy McKay, who is a guest, but she's going to have a recurring role with Nutmeg Junction, which is fantastic. You saw Jandy Hanna, and you saw Josh Newey perform at the very end there, performing their Cockney dialects there. They were fantastic. They come in and they knock the ball off, or knock the cover off the ball, as it were. We have Olivia Wadsworth, who's I'd say the newest cast member for us, And as well, it would not be complete without mentioning our director, Conrad Sinkowitz. He directs pretty much all of our episodes. He helps lead the rehearsals. And Caroline Sinkowitz is our youngest actor who starred in our homage to Little Orphan Annie called Darling Little Darlie.
And also Robert Fullerton.
And Robert C. Fullerton has this very special place because he not only acts, but he also performs all of our music. I should say the theme music. He writes original songs for the shows. In our most recent episode about serendipity, he wrote a beautiful song right off the cuff, and we incorporated it within the entire episode, and it was a beautiful episode thanks to Robert C. Fullerton. So I highly recommend Robert C. Fullerton's music, and he's a wonderful actor as well.
He's a hell of a nice guy, yeah.
I'm a musical guest, right?
He's a musical guest. He was actually he formed Nutmeg Junction with us, along with Conrad as well, and he is an instrumental part of our show.
Dun, dun.
Thank you. But we've had some wonderful guests as well. David Maccarelli, a wonderful guest actor. He acted as Charles Dickens in one of our roles, as well as Robert Kwolek. His episode came first, and he did play Blaze Jackson, Galaxy Insurance Adjuster. So that was he did a wonderful job. We have so many other extraordinary guest actors who come in.
We had a legislator.
Michelle Cook, State Representative Michelle Cook came in. That was for the Nathaniel and Netta Chase episode. She came in. She was scheduled as our VIP guest, but when we found that we needed another voice to act one of the roles, she stepped on in, and that was wonderful.
That's awesome.
I like Phil Hall's character as the Admiral.
Phil Hall, yes, exactly. I'm not going to. I recommend people watch and listen to the Space Sentries episode so they can hear Phil Hall's interpretation of Admiral Complication.
That's it, Admiral Complication.
Yes.
And you're on a number of stations already.
Yes. So if you could list them in alphabetical, no, it's we record on in WAPJ. First of all, I just want to make a note that we love being here on CTV. So thank you very much. I think it's important when you have that connection with the community, and what we're on is non-commercial community radio, and that's a vital part of our community as well.
The cousins of public access.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're on WAPJ, which is in Torrington. That's where we record. But we're also on WESU in Middletown. We're on WHDD, AM and FM, and the other networks that are part of the Robin Hood Radio Network. It is they bill themselves as the smallest NPR station in the nation in Sharon. It's based in Sharon, Connecticut. They're on WBSL. Which is in the Berkshires, WHLS, I want to say, or no, LSV, which is in New York. And we are on Croc Radio, internet radio in Canada. So we are officially international.
Oh, fantastic.
Wonderful.
Thank you, George. I was hoping for some approbation there. That's,
you should let me on your show. I have a great British accent, and I can buy myself a coat.
That's fantastic. You are always welcome to walk to Torrington and come be a part of our show. That would be fantastic.
Walk? You see any legs here?
That's fair enough. Fair enough. I stand corrected.
VIP.
Very important puppet.
Did you just call
well
me
done.
a puppet? Just wait until the show is over.
Absolutely. Well, we hope to have many more guest stars and guest voices as we add to our group and to our stories. And as we build our stories, hopefully we're entertaining more and more people. And I just want to put a shout out to Lana once again. The many different voices, many different characters that she does is just phenomenal. And so How many characters do you think you've played in Nutmeg Junction so far? It's hard to count.
I've never counted.
Yes.
I don't know.
So many. It was
I was
lot.
a trolley
Yep.
conductor. I was Netta Chance. I was.
Twomley and the Grey Whisper.
Oh, yep.
You were the bad guy.
You
The
were
bad guy.
Swordfish.
That was fun. And I was the lady in Swordfish. The
Swordfish Kill New York.
Yep. The whatchamacallit episode.
It was the Groucho Marx
thank you,
homage.
Groucho Marx homage, and then Professor A.
Professor A, absolutely. That's probably that's the marquee one, I would say.
That
is the,
first so far, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
but there's many more to come.
More to come.
And I like what you do for me, JT. Every time I try something, you're like, Rich, I had your voice in mind. That's all I was thinking about.
That's true. Actually, that's true. As we were mentioning Edgar Allan Poe, Rich had done this thing where he had studied YouTubes to try to figure out how Edgar Allan Poe sounded like.
Wow.
And then he came to the rehearsal, and he started doing it, and I said, well, Rich, when I wrote the Edgar Allan Poe character, I had your voice in mind, so just do your voice.
Makes it nice and easy for me.
Yes. But the research, I'm sure, helped with the backstory that you could keep inside.
Because all the inside jokes, sorry to interrupt you, but
That's right.
all the inside jokes, I definitely appreciated more since I knew what you were referring to. So, yeah.
I mean, that's when I did Netta Chance. I studied. Was it Myrna Loy?
That's right.
I
Myrna Loy,
I watched some of her, and that I found I enjoyed that challenge, trying to sound like her and getting her inflections and everything.
You did a great job with that.
Yeah.
I think they call it the Mid-Atlantic
Mid-Atlantic, okay, yeah.
Oh, the Mid-Atlantic. What's that kind of like?
Katharine Hepburn, sort
Oh
of.
yeah, I was thinking Katharine Hepburn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great. So what's your writing process like?
It's generally inspired based on an idea. I am a fan of I wouldn't do this if I wasn't a fan of old-time radio and all of the programs in old-time radio. I do listen to it. I was always a fan of The Shadow. And so when you know something so well, you can also make fun of it gently in a way. And so you understand what the tropes are of a particular show or particular genre. So that's where a lot of where the jokes come from. Some of the stories, especially involving some of the famous writers, that was research, but I knew where I was going. I had the joke at the end in mind, and then build up towards it.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of it's based on reality, and then I fictionalize it to make it funny.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I wanted to make a comment about that. You can enjoy your show on so many levels because of the writing. You have a funny joke that's funny on its own, but then if you know the history of it, you're going to laugh even more because you realize that joke is based on fact. And so there's so many levels to the show, which makes it great.
That's very kind, and thank you. I appreciate that. But I would say that what makes the show is the fact that there's this ensemble of really talented people. I created it so that we could shine a light on all the talented people that are around in our area, and get those voices out and preserve them, so that way people can experience it years from now. But also to shine a light on just the talented people that are in our area. And you guys are a part of that.
I think Kurt and Lana will agree with me when I say this. We always know when we hit our mark because we see you laughing or smiling. It's like, all right, we're doing it correctly. Whenever we see we're going through the read-through, like, yep, that's how he wants it.
I'm waiting for my next script also, Joe.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, but the thing is, Kurt, you were just in last week's episode because it was the best of. And you were in the best of, and you were in all 3 episodes of the best of. So, so you were due, and you'll be recording some more soon.
Okay.
If they could be here, it would have been wonderful as well to have Josh here, and Jandy, and Conrad, and Olivia, and Caroline, and David, and everybody who adds so much to make the show happen. Otherwise, it would just be ideas. It would just be ideas, but wouldn't come to reality. They'd make it reality.
It's a really great cast.
Yes.
You're writing really great scripts, and I'm really happy to be part of it. So.
I'm grateful that you're a part of it, and we're going to
Ditto.
continue that. Thank you.
Yeah. Before we run out of time, though, I do want to. Where could people find out more about Nutmeg Junction?
Should we tell them? Nutmeg Junction can be found online at nutmegjunction.com. You can also find us on Facebook. If you do find us on Facebook, there's a like button, and you may choose to hit the like button. If you choose not to, I'm not going to tell you not to.
You can't do a call to action, but yeah.
Exactly.
If your hand hovered over there.
I'm just pointing out a fact that it happens to be there, and
it is one option amongst many.
Many options.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
Are we already like?
This went by fast.
This went by super fast.
Yeah.
And Rich, we can find you on Facebook as well.
Yes, you can.
And,
Rich Sayre, CYR.
And Lana.
LanaPeckMusic.com.
Cool.
It's one of them.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having
you know
us.
what I hate? Nazis. But I also hate the end of the show. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
George. Thank you, Mike.
George. And thank you,
Thank
crew.
you, crew. Thank you, crew. And everyone out there watching. Thanks so much.
No dance off?
Yep.